July the 7th, 2010. Above the Chinese city of Hangzhou, southwest of Shanghai, a three-man flight crew on board an Air China passenger jet prepare for landing.
Chinese pilots, as they were approaching the airport, reported seeing an unusual object that got their attention and their concern.
The pilots report to air traffic control that an unknown object about 30 meters long and 10 meters wide is moving slowly through their airspace 2,000 feet above the airport.
At the same time, people on the ground photographed this object. There are several of these photographs, and they're very interesting. And they certainly appear to show an elongated object, and there's light coming down from the object.
The entire airport was closed. Flights were diverted. I mean, clearly something was going on in the skies.
You have to remember that there were witnesses in the air that saw the object as they were landing, and we have this photographic evidence. So all of that together tells me that there absolutely was a UFO. There's too much evidence to say that there wasn't.
Because of the prejudice against reporting these kinds of sightings, the pilots really took a huge risk by actually calling out over the open airwaves and saying that they'd seen this object. So for them to do that, they must have really seen something very unusual, and it was considered a threat to them.
2 weeks later, another UFO sighting is reported in the same airspace above the same Chinese city. This is an actual eyewitness video recording of the event. Observers describe the sighting as an eerie white light moving through the sky, leaving a bright trail in its wake.
It's been variously suggested that this was a rocket test, that perhaps some sort of secret military test was underway. It's also been theorized that this was the re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere of a rocket that had launched. I don't know if we'll ever have definitive answers, but it shows that these things are occurring, apparently with increasing regularity in our skies, and that they're a cause of some considerable concern to authorities all around the world.
You also got to consider that China is very militarized. It's a communist country. It does have a very intense air defense, and these objects penetrated that air defense, got into their airports, and actually created enough trouble to have them shut down the airport itself. That's a really big deal.
Investigators say the Chinese sightings are a clear indication that UFO encounters are on the rise.